dead man. No name, no identity, no cause of death. But in his pocket, a secret message that would haunt investigators for 74 years. December 1st, 1948. Somerton Beach, South Australia. A well-dressed man sits against a seawall, perfectly still. Passers-by think he's sleeping, but he's been dead for hours. When police search his body, they find something impossible. Every label has been surgically removed from his clothing. No wallet, no ID, just a body that shouldn't exist. And hidden deep in a secret pocket, 2 words in Persian that translate to, "It is finished." This is the story of the man who erased himself from history, and the mystery that refuses to die. Before we reveal what investigators found next, if you're fascinated by unsolved mysteries that defy explanation, hit that subscribe button right now, because this case gets darker with every clue. The dead man appears to be in his early to mid-40s, well-built, 5'11", ginger brown hair combed perfectly, hazel eyes closed, clean-shaven. He's wearing an expensive American-style brown suit, white shirt, red and blue striped tie, polished leather shoes. Everything screams wealth and care. But here's what chills investigators to the bone. Someone has meticulously cut away every single manufacturer's label from every piece of clothing. Not torn, not worn off. Surgically removed with precision. Someone wanted to make absolutely certain this man could never, ever be identified. The man's pockets tell an even stranger story. There's no wallet, no identification papers, no money, no driver's license, nothing with a name. What they do find, an unused railway ticket from Adelaide to Henley Beach dated for that very day. A bus ticket, American-made juicy fruit chewing gum, Army Club cigarettes, Bryant and May matches. But those missing labels? They weren't accidents. Forensic examination reveals they were deliberately excised with surgical precision, cut away with scissors or a blade. Every single one. Someone spent considerable time and effort ensuring this man would become a ghost. The question investigators can't answer. Why? What was he hiding? Or who was hiding him? Dr. John Barclay Bennett, Royal Adelaide Hospital's top pathologist, begins the autopsy expecting answers. Instead, he finds a medical impossibility. There are no external injuries. 0. No bruising, no cuts, no abrasions, no signs of violence or struggle. No needle marks suggesting injection. But when he opens the body, horror awaits. The man's stomach is filled with blood. His spleen has swollen to 3 times its normal size, grotesquely enlarged. His liver shows severe congestion. Every organ screams poisoning. Bennett runs every toxicology test available in 1948. The result? Nothing. No poison detected. No identifiable substance. Dr. Bennett writes 4 words that will echo for decades. I cannot determine how he died. How do you kill a man without leaving a trace? The physical evidence screams acute poisoning. But what poison? Digitalis from foxglove plants metabolizes quickly. Barbiturates? None detected. Cyanide? No characteristic signs. Some investigators theorize an exotic compound unknown to Western medicine. Perhaps something from Soviet labs or military research. A poison designed specifically to kill without detection. But here's what makes it even more sinister. Without knowing who this man is, investigators can't determine motive. They can't trace his movements. They can't interview associates. He's a complete blank. A ghost. The investigation hits a concrete wall. Then newspapers publish his photo, hoping someone, somewhere, will recognize him. Thousands respond. Every single lead goes nowhere. South Australian police launch the most extensive missing persons investigation in Australian history. The dead man's photograph appears in newspapers across Australia, then New Zealand, then Britain, then America. His dental records are checked against every dentist in the country. His fingerprints run through military databases, criminal records, immigration files. Missing persons reports from around the world are cross-referenced. Public appeals generate an avalanche of responses. Over 5,000 tips pour in. Families of missing men come forward with desperate hope. Dental matches are attempted. Fingerprint comparisons made. Yet impossibly, incredibly, not one single lead matches. It's as though this man never existed in any official capacity, or someone with extraordinary resources erased every trace of him before his death. 6 months pass. The case grows ice cold. Then, April 1949, a detective makes a discovery that changes everything. Deep within the waistband of the dead man's trousers, in a tiny fob pocket so small it was overlooked for 6 months, something extraordinary hides. The detective carefully extracts a tightly rolled piece of paper, no bigger than a thumbnail. Under bright light, he unrolls it with tweezers. 2 words appear, printed in elegant Persian script: Tamám Shud. Investigators rush to translate it. The phrase means ended or finished. But finished what? These are the final words of a famous Persian poem about death and mortality. Was this a suicide note? A spy's last message? Or something darker? Investigators consult literature experts and discover something chilling. Tamám Shud appears as the final line of the Rubáiyát of Omar Khayyám, a beloved collection of Persian poetry about mortality, legacy, and death. The full final verse reads, "Indeed, the idols I have loved so long have done my credit in this world much wrong, have drowned my glory in a shallow cup, and sold my reputation for a song." These are verses about regret, about a life misspent, about the end of everything. Why would someone tear out this specific phrase, hide it in a secret pocket, and carry it to their death? Investigators realize they're not just solving a murder, they're decoding a message. But a message for whom? Police issue an urgent public appeal. Does anyone own a copy of the Rubáiyát with the final page torn out? Weeks of silence. Then, late July 1949, a man walks nervously into a police station. His story is bizarre. The previous November 30th, the night before the body was found, he'd parked his car near Somerton Beach with windows down. When he returned, a book was lying in his back seat. He'd never seen it before. Someone had thrown it there. He kept it at home, not thinking much of it. Now, hearing the police appeal, he brings it forward. Detectives grab it immediately, turn to the final page, and find exactly what they feared. Torn out. The missing fragment matches perfectly, but the book holds something even more disturbing. On the back cover, someone has written 5 lines in pencil. Not words, letters. Random capital letters that make no sense. M-R, G-O, A-B, A-B-D, M-T-B-I-M-P-A-N-E-T-P, M-L-I-A-B-O-A-I-A-Q-C, I-T-T-M-T-S-A-M-S-T-G-A-B. The third line is crossed out. Some letters are larger, others smaller. Is it a code? A cipher? Investigators photograph it and send copies to Australian military intelligence, then to American codebreakers, the same experts who cracked Japanese codes in World War II. Mathematicians analyze it. Cryptographers attempt every known decryption method. Linguists search for patterns. For 74 years, the world's greatest minds try to break it. And for 74 years, they fail. The code remains unbroken, unreadable, impenetrable. Why can't anyone break this code? The US Army sends their best cryptanalysts. The Navy deploys specialists who broke enemy communications during the war. Australian intelligence dedicates months to the puzzle. Is it a book cipher requiring a specific text as the key? Is it a one-time pad, mathematically impossible to crack without the matching code sheet? Are the letters initials of a poem? A love letter? A spy communication? Amateur detectives contribute thousands of theories. Computer algorithms in modern times analyze every possibility. Yet the cipher defeats them all. Some cryptographers believe it's not a code at all, just random letters meant to mislead. Others insist it contains a message so sensitive that someone designed it to be unbreakable. The truth? Still hidden? Then investigators find something that breaks the case wide open. Or does it? Below the cipher, faintly penciled, a local phone number. They trace it to a house just 400 meters from where the body was found. The resident? A young nurse named Jessica Ellen Thomson, nickname Jeston. She's married with a young son. Police knock on her door, show her the plaster death mask of the deceased man's face. Her reaction is instantaneous and violent. She goes white, appears ready to faint, grabs the doorframe for support. The officers are certain she knows him. But when she recovers, Jessica Thomson makes a statement that deepens the mystery. I have never seen this man before in my life. Jessica Thomson is hiding something. Investigators feel it in their bones. Under intense questioning, she makes a partial confession. During World War II, she owned a copy of the Rubáiyát. She gave it as a gift to an army lieutenant named Alfred Boxall, a man she'd had a wartime romance with. Police explode into action. They found him. The Somerton Man is Alfred Boxall. But when they track Boxall down in 1949, he's alive and well in Sydney, and still has his copy of the book, completely intact. Jessica's story has holes. She becomes evasive, nervous, refuses to elaborate. Years later, on her deathbed, she tells her daughter something shocking. She knew more than she ever told police, but she never reveals what. January 14th, 1949. 6 weeks after the body's discovery, Adelaide railway station attendants report an unclaimed brown suitcase. It's been sitting in the cloakroom since November 30th, the day before the Somerton Man died. Police open it with trembling hands. Inside, more clothing, a dressing gown, shirts, trousers. And once again, every single label cut out with surgical precision. But there's more. A stenciling brush used for marking cargo, a table knife sharpened into a weapon, scissors, a spool of orange thread that forensics proves is an exact match to repairs on the dead man's pants. The suitcase is definitely his. But 3 items bear laundry marks: T. Keane, Keane, and Keane. Finally, a name. Police launch a nationwide manhunt for anyone named Keane. Every Keane in Australia is investigated. Every Keane. Every similar variation. Photographs compared. Dental records checked. Alibis verified. Family members interviewed. Weeks turn into months. The result? Not one single Keane matches. Not one. Investigators realize with growing horror that these names are red herrings. Perhaps they belong to previous owners of second-hand clothes. Perhaps they were deliberately planted to mislead. The Keane lead evaporates like smoke. Once again, the Somerton Man's true identity slips through their fingers. He remains a ghost, a phantom, a man who shouldn't exist. And investigators begin to wonder, was this intentional? Did someone erase this man from existence on purpose? We need to talk about timing. It's 1948. The Cold War has just begun. The Soviet Union has blockaded Berlin. Nuclear secrets are being stolen by spies. Klaus Fuchs is passing atomic bomb designs to Moscow. The Rosenbergs are operating in America. Australia, with its uranium reserves and close ties to British and American intelligence, is deeply involved in the Shadow War. Some investigators theorize the Somerton Man was a spy, Soviet, American, or British. His death, an execution. The removed labels, the cipher, the untraceable identity, all hallmarks of intelligence work. Perhaps he was a courier who knew too much. Perhaps he was assassinated with an exotic poison from KGB labs. It's a compelling theory. But is it true? But other experts reject the spy theory entirely. They point to the evidence of romance, the Persian love poetry, the philosophical meditation on death and regret, Jessica Thomson's visceral reaction to his face. Perhaps this wasn't espionage, it was a tragic love story. A man traveling from Melbourne to Adelaide to confront a woman he loved, a woman who'd moved on, married, started a family. Rejected and heartbroken, he chooses suicide on the beach near her home, a final gesture. He erases his identity to protect her reputation from scandal. But this theory has problems too. Why the elaborate cipher? Why the tradecraft like removal of all labels? Why throw the book into a stranger's car? The evidence points in opposite directions. Spy or lover? Maybe both? Years pass. Then decades. The case officially remains open but grows colder with each passing year. In 1949, the Somerton Man is buried in Adelaide's West Terrace Cemetery. His headstone reads simply, "Here lies the unknown man who was found at Somerton Beach." His grave becomes a pilgrimage site. Researchers visit. Mystery enthusiasts leave flowers. True crime investigators photograph the stone. The case refuses to die. Books are written analyzing every detail. Documentaries examine the evidence. University professors dedicate careers to solving it. Internet forums debate theories endlessly. Yet despite 70 years of obsessive investigation, despite advances in forensic science, despite thousands of amateur detectives, the Somerton Man remains nameless, a ghost frozen in time. Until 2009, when everything changes. Enter Professor Derek Abbott, an electrical engineer at the University of Adelaide, who becomes obsessed with the case. He studies every photograph, every document, every theory. He campaigns relentlessly for exhumation and DNA testing. Then something extraordinary happens. Abbott meets and eventually marries Rachel Egan, who turns out to be the granddaughter of Jessica Thomson, the mysterious nurse from 1948. The case has literally pulled them together across generations. Abbott becomes convinced that modern DNA technology can solve what traditional detective work couldn't. He petitions authorities for over a decade. Finally, in 2021, permission is granted. The grave will be opened. After 73 years, the Somerton Man will give up his secrets. Or will he? May 19th, 2021. Under floodlights and forensic protocols, the grave at West Terrace Cemetery is carefully opened. A team of specialists, forensic archaeologists, DNA experts, police work with scientific precision. The world watches. News cameras film from a respectful distance. When they reach the coffin, they make an astonishing discovery. The body is remarkably well preserved. Embalming techniques from 1949, combined with burial conditions, have kept tissue and hair intact. Samples are extracted with sterile instruments, hair follicles, bone fragments, dental material. Everything is cataloged, sealed, and sent to laboratories. For the first time in 73 years, cutting-edge genetic genealogy, the same technology that caught the Golden State Killer, will be applied to the Somerton Man. The impossible case may finally have an answer. July 26th, 2022. Professor Derek Abbott steps before cameras and makes an announcement that echoes around the world. Using advanced genetic genealogy, DNA family tree matching, researchers believe they've identified the Somerton Man. His name, Carl Charles Webb, known as Charles, an electrical engineer and instrument maker, born in Melbourne on November 16th, 1905. Webb worked in technical fields. He had no criminal record, no known intelligence connections, no obvious reason to be in Adelaide. After 74 years of mystery, the nameless man finally has a name. Headlines explode globally. Somerton Man identified. The impossible solved. The ghost has a face, a history, a name. But here's the problem. Identifying him doesn't explain anything. In fact, it makes the mystery even deeper. If Carl Webb was just an ordinary electrical engineer with no spy background, why did he employ sophisticated intelligence tradecraft? Why remove every identifying label from every piece of clothing? Why write an unbreakable cipher? Why tear the final page from a poetry book and hide it in a secret pocket? Why travel to Adelaide? What was his connection to Jessica Thomson? And why did she react so dramatically to his face if she didn't know him? How did he die? What poison killed him that left no trace? Was it suicide? Murder? An accident? Having a name should solve the mystery. Instead, it creates more questions. The identification hasn't closed the case, it's blown it wide open. And the most disturbing question remains. What was Carl Webb hiding? Some mysteries refuse to die, even when solved. The Somerton Man case has inspired countless books, films, conspiracy theories, and academic papers. It represents something deeper than an unsolved death. It touches our fundamental need to understand, to name the unnamed, to solve the unsolvable. We have a name now, Carl Charles Webb. But we still don't know who he really was. We don't know why he came to Somerton Beach that December night. We don't know what the cipher means. We don't know his relationship with Jessica Thomson. We don't know how he died. The poetry, the poison, the precision, it all remains unexplained. Perhaps some secrets are meant to stay buried. Or perhaps the truth is still waiting to be discovered. The investigation continues. Even now, researchers are digging deeper, searching for answers in archives, in DNA databases, in forgotten records. The ghost has a name, but the mystery? Still unsolved. Somerton Beach looks the same today as it did on December 1st, 1948. The waves still crash against the shore. The seawall still stands. People still walk the sand at dawn. Somewhere in that timeless place, Carl Charles Webb took his final breath, carrying secrets that may never be fully revealed. He brought Persian poetry, an unbreakable code, and a two-word message. Tamám Shud. It is finished. But for those of us still searching for truth, his story remains unfinished. If this mystery fascinated you, subscribe now, because there are dozens more unsolved cases that will keep you awake at night. Hit that like button if you want to see more, and drop a comment. Do you think Carl Webb was a spy, a lover, or something else entirely? The mystery continues, and so do we.